Do you know that after registering your domain name, maybe your website is up and running, you need to actually check the privacy of your domain name. By privacy, I mean if your domain name is actually revealing personal details, maybe like your name, your address, and all that. So most people don't know this. So I was having a training with someone, I think last week or so, and when I mentioned that, and the person said, okay, let's check my website and see. And when we check that website, everything about her is actually visible. Everything, the details she used to register that domain is actually visible on the internet, like her name, her phone number, everything is actually visible, and that is not good. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can find out if your domain name is revealing your personal identity and what you need to do about it. Okay, now we're going to use a website called WHOIS. So this WHOIS is a website that you can use to actually check the identity or the identity or the details of any domain in this world. So because when you register a domain, it goes into the the public, server, or like a server where everything is stored. So anybody's domain can be searched to find out the identity of it. So this website and many others you can use to find out that identity. So when you come to this website, whois.com, you are going to find this place here where you have whois. So all you need to do is to enter the domain name that you want to verify the identity. Now, let me show you the search we made on that client's domain. Okay, so we entered the domain. So for privacy's sake, I'm going to hide some of her details. All right, I'm going to hide it, but it's actually very open. Okay, so when you search for your domain name, you're going to have this domain information right here. Okay, you're going to have this information. So first thing you're going to see here is domain name, which is the domain name we are checking. Now you go to registrar. So the particular company that registered that domain name, you find it here. Now the very first time that domain name was registered is what you are going to find under registered. Now when that domain name is going to expire, you are going to find that here. Okay, now this is where many people get confused in this updated. Okay, updated doesn't mean that the domain was not renewed or anything like that. No. When you see a different date here on this updated, so I will show you another one. You see that this updated and the registered and the expired, there is some slight difference between them. Okay, so let's go further. Then under status, you are going to see either client prohibited or okay. Now under name server is where you are going to have the name server of the hosting where the website was hosted. Now this is where you need to pay attention, where you have this registrant contact. So when you create when you register a domain, so they'll ask for your details. So that details will be attached to each domain, even if you have 100 domains. So each domain will be assigned a registrant, meaning that even if you transfer that domain to another person, they will need to assign another registrant to that person. So if you look down here, like I said, I'm going to blur the identity. So here is showing everything about the owner of this website. Her name is showing, the street, the state, the postal code, country, phone number, email, everything is actually showing. So the same thing with the administrative contact is exactly the same thing. Then you come down to the technical contacts. So these are the three contacts that your domain registrar will always impute under your account. So first is your registrant, the administrative contact, and the technical contact. Okay. Now, when we come down to this raw WHOIS data, so this is where you are now going to find out more information again about that domain. Okay, so all the things we checked before, you can also see some of them here. Now, the registrar, the everything that you have here, the address, you find much detail here. So where you have this status showing okay, so if you have this EPP okay here, somehow mean that the domain is locked. So sometimes they may show it locked, but if your domain is not locked, meaning somebody can easily initiate a transfer and they can actually transfer it. So when you register a domain, ensure that your domain is locked, because if it's not locked, someone else can easily transfer it. Now, so every detail about the owner is here. So now let me show you the one that is not revealing the identity. So let me use this one. So this is one of the popular banks here in Nigeria. So this is GT Bank. So we can see when it was registered and when it's expiring and when it's updated. So now when you look at this updated, if you do not understand how these things work, you may think that this updated August 13, like I'm actually recording this video on the 15th of August 2024. So you may think that this means that it was not renewed when it should. So this updated means, so like now it's showing August here. Meanwhile, registered and the expires have the same month and the same date. Meanwhile, the updated have a different month, because this one now, when you see, you can see is expiring on 2029, so which is still very far, like 5 years from now. Now, why do we have a different date? So if you have a different date, it means either the DNS has been edited or the domain registration details has been edited. So there is an update made on that domain. It can also mean that maybe probably they renewed it ahead, maybe like renewed for additional year on top of what was there before. So when you see this is telling you what has happened on that domain. So like the first one I showed you here, you will see that everything is still the same way it is here. So everything is still the same on this one, you can see. So the same month, the same date. But in this case now, so meaning that ever since this one was registered, which is actually this year, so that's why no changes has been made to it. But in this case, changes has been made. Now under status, you see client prohibited, meaning everything about the status of the domain is actually prohibited. You can't transfer it, you cannot delete it, you cannot update it. It is only the owner that can do that. So everything about it is really locked. Of course, this is a bank domain, so they should have that. So you have the name server. So now you can see here that when you come here now, you cannot find any personal information about the person. So this information you're seeing here does not belong to the owner. So it has been hidden for privacy so that nobody can find out the details of the owner of the domain. So this is a business website. Let me also show you one of a personal website. Let me show you this. So this is also a personal website registered on Namecheap. You can see the update here. So this is on 20. So they made, even though it's expiring on the 24th, update was made on it on the on August last year. The status too is also prohibited. So you find the name servers here. Now let's check the registrar contact and others. So you can see that this one is also private. So everything about it is private. We take for privacy. If you check everything, you cannot find anything about the owner of the website. So now if you check your domain name with this website, whois.com, and you find out that your details is actually showing like the one of the the one I showed you earlier of someone we just checked, all you need to do is to go to your domain registrar and ensure that you purchase or talk to them that you need privacy on your domain. So most of them, they sell that add-on on your domain. So you just go to your domain registrar and request for domain privacy. So if it's a free feature, they will enable it for you. If it's not free, they will tell you what it will cost to have it. And if you are using a platform like Namecheap, Namecheap always add it as an add-on when you are purchasing a domain, and the rate is very small. I think it's less than $1 or so. I can't remember now, but they have that feature enabled when you are purchasing a domain. So ensure that you tick that option and pay whatever your domain registrar is showing you as the cost, so that you can hide your personal information on your webs about your domain. So because it's not good for somebody to do a search and they can find every detail about your website, like your phone number and all that. Now when somebody gets all those information, they can actually use it to dig for more information about you. So I'm sure you got value from this video. So please ensure that you always check the privacy of your domain on your website. So like, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you in the next one.